So turns out the theme for this week is favorite movies. So we'll see what I can come up with while talking about them. Anyways, let's get this show on the road. So this list is going to probably be short and most definitely incomplete because I always have a lot of trouble thinking of all of my favorite anythings at any particular time. There's always some things that I miss. I really should start a list somewhere and just keep updating it, except for the fact that it doesn't really matter what all my favorite movies are. Anyways, the first movie on my list is Crash. Remember, this list is not chosen in any particular order. It's just a movie I really, really love. I think one of the reasons I love it so much is because it's what I like to call a pattern. No, tapestry. Like what love to call a tapestry movie, because there's several different plot lines and characters, and somehow their lives all seem to interact. Not always very with much impact, but they all bump at least, and it's absolutely magical to watch everything come together, and it is such a powerful movie. I think I've managed to cry just about every time I've watched it. And it also is one of those movies where it never gets old. It never ever gets old. So I really, really like it. Second movie on my list is also fairly old. It's Holes. It's based on the book by Louis Satcher. Honestly, I love the book. It's another one of those books where you're just like, oh my gosh, how on earth did that come together? And the movie does a fantastic job of pulling it all together. I think one of the reasons it succeeded so well was because Louis Satcher, I believe, was actually the one who wrote the script, so it's the same author, which really kept it true to the fantastic nature of the novel. Anyway, so it's one I really super enjoy, and actually both these movies I've watched fairly recently, within the past couple months, so that's really good. Another movie I really like is A Beautiful Mind. I just love, love, love it. I love, in particular, the ending. I will not talk too much about it because I do not want to ruin it. But there's a twist about halfway through that, whoa. I showed it to one of my friends in, I think it was November, and the whole movie, I was just watching her until she got up to the plot twist, and like she just was not expecting it at all, just like I wasn't. She was not expecting it whatsoever, and her reaction when it happened was so good. so funny. Anyway, so it's also a movie I really recommend. It's based on a true story, which can be very vague, but it is based on the life of an actual person, and it was a Nobel Prize winner, I believe. Anyway, genius mathematician, and just his life and certain traits that affected him very deeply throughout his career. Anyways, it was a really good movie and I highly recommend it. The fourth movie on my list is Erin Brockovich. It's a very long movie, about 3 hours, but it is so amazing. It's with Julia Roberts, and it's once again based on a true story. Fun fact, the actual Erin Brockovich actually does appear in the movie as a waitress at the beginning of the movie. And she apparently the only complaint, or not the only complaint, but one of the complaints she had about the wardrobe was that the skirts and dresses and everything weren't short enough, even though Julia Roberts things were already pretty short. Anyways, this movie is pretty darn fantastic too. It tells the story of of a woman who moves or who decides to take on a pro bono case, and she ends up taking on I think it was in a whole oil company. I'm not 100% sure though. Don't quote me on that. It was just a gigantic company, and she decided to take on a pro bono case suing them for doing things, awful, illegal things with the water that caused a lot of people to be very, very sick. Anyways, it's very heartwarming and moving, just like pretty much every single movie on my list is. So, once again, I highly recommend it. I couldn't think of another list when I was, doing my 2-minute preparation for this video. So I'm actually just going to talk about one movie that I started to watch and just could not watch. It's based on one of my favorite books of all time, which is Ender's Game. I absolutely love this book, and I did not want to watch the movie at all because I was so worried it was going to ruin it. And then my family really wanted to watch it, and so I caved. And within 7 minutes, they had messed it up irreparably, and I couldn't do it. I just left. I could not do it. I knew from the get-go they weren't going to do very well with it because the actors did not fit my imaginings of the characters at all. They were not able to correctly tap into Ender's thought process because it's a very mental book. Because Ender is a very intelligent child, so you really need to see things through his logic in order to understand what is to truly understand what is happening, or to truly be impacted by what is happening. And you just don't get that through a visual format, even though they tried, but it was really sucky what they tried to do with that. And then, oh my gosh, 7 minutes in, they introduced a character who is not supposed to be there until over halfway through the book. Halfway. They introduced him in his first class, which messed up the relationships and the statuses of everything. It messed it up. And I know you're not supposed to compare. I know you're supposed to, when you watch a movie of a book, you're supposed to be able to separate them. You're supposed to view the movie as a separate art form, as a separate thing with the same name. But I could not do that with my favorite book, because it is one of my favorite books, and so I could not bear to watch it being messed up in movie format. Anyways, that's all for today. I look forward to seeing what some of your favorite movies are, and if you happen to have seen any of the movies I've seen and talked about in this video. Anyway, talk to you soon. Bye.